What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us for another episode of Double Tech. It's your boy Dave here with Q. What's going on, man?
What's up? It's a great day again.
Yeah, we got playoff football. Can't wait.
Sir.
3:00, the first game, we have the AFC Championship game. The Bengals have not appeared in this game since 1989. They travel on the road to Kansas City, who they've defeated in the regular season this year. And what are your predictions for this game? What are your thoughts?
It's wild. I mean, Kansas City is on a high right now, right?
Yeah.
And they're streaking at the right time. So, and you know, we say if you'd have called this week 15, and I would have just easily have been able to kind of say Cincinnati, that secondary for Kansas City still hasn't showed us that they've gotten any better. Tyrann Mathieu should be playing today. But even with him out there, it proved to not really change things for the secondary. They're kind of lost. So if you're Cincinnati, you got to go airborne. I think the problem with the Bills had was they played so conservative early. And then you get to the end of the game, they still in that same cover too, but you're airing it out easily.
Sure.
But we're back where we started, right? Cincinnati, a team, they have nothing to lose. Everybody else is on the hot seat. They have nothing to lose. They are now further than we expected. So you put it out, they go out there and they can air you out and hurt you quick. What you think? Like, how you feel? I don't know.
Well, you know, the last time they played, Burrow went for 448 yards.
Yes, sir. They broke records on them boys.
Last week, he didn't get a lot of support from Mixon, only 20 yards in the first half, 64 overall yards in the game. And, you know, it was all on his arm again.
Yeah.
Last week, there was 9 sacks in the game, the most in a playoff game in history. Burrow got his ass kicked. And the Chiefs, although their secondary is injured, although their secondary is washed, although their secondary has come up short in a lot of these big moments, that D-line has the propensity to turn it up when the pressure
is. Yes. Chris Jones.
We've seen Frank Clark. We saw Melvin Ingram actually have a really good showing against the Bills, although he didn't get there. These guys can get pressure on Burrow, and I think I really struggle to see the Bengals figuring out their rushing attack, and I don't think an imbalanced team can take it to the championship because we haven't even seen Mahomes.
Yeah, we're looking at this point now, experience is coming into play. I mean, we know Tennessee, they've been to the playoffs, but they haven't really had to play the big ones too many times. And yeah, they did them in that last game. I mean, the Bengals put something together. You got to go in with a strategy that you're going to put the ball in the air quick, but not these dump off throws. The Chiefs are on top of that. They're not allowing screens and they're going to let you come underneath, but they're going to make you have to make some choices. And my thing is, if I see Jamar Chase or Higgins out there one-on-one with anybody, whether it be the safeties or the corners, the Bengals have to come out there expecting to blow the top off. Without that, there is no win. But the Chiefs,
think when we saw the Titans game, right? It was like, okay, yeah, we're getting sacked 9 times, but we're comfortable giving the ball back to Tannehill. We're comfortable that the defense can get that stop. I don't think that the Bengals have an option of being comfortable of giving Mahomes the ball in this game at all.
And we saw a little bit new things from Mahomes, like he's running the ball, he ran the ball a little bit more last game. The dynamic has changed in the strategy. So now it's like, okay, we kind of came in thinking we can do what we did last game, contain Mahomes, don't allow any big plays from Tyreek Hill, put a good guy on Kelce, and then let them get their they'll get something, but they won't get what they want. With him running the ball, you got to account for that now, right? But that's what you want too. I mean, personally, if it's me, I want Patrick Mahomes running that ball. I'm going to tell my edge rushers, like, you got a job to do, right? Like, that's the best option. Gas him out.
And he's at the point with Mahomes, it's like he's creating because they need to sustain drives. That's what we saw in the Bills game, right? The reason why he continues to run the ball and run the clock and scramble out is because everyone was turning their backs and headed out deep, right? The Bengals don't necessarily have to do that to win this game. And that's because I kind of feel a little bit more strongly about their edge presence and their D-line than I do the Bills. The Bills, that's a young unit. You had Russo, or you're relying on extreme age on the other side with Jerry Hughes to come up big and make plays. When you have the Bengals that are more in their primes right now, they have a better chance of getting pressure.
And they play with a certain confidence too. Like that you see, like, even the secondary, they trust their guys one-on-one with a lot of people.
Bates has shown out at one of the top safeties in the game, but it's because of how he's conducting that back unit, not just his individual play.
Yeah. And the Bills, this is the one time I'm going to say it. Normally when people are playing Kansas City, I say the strategy is to try to keep it low, make it your game, and I think for the Bengals, the strategy's got to be to score, make it big, blow that game up, blow it up. You want 50-50. You want 44.
Yeah.
Like you want the score to be high because that's what they thrive in. They've thrived in that. And
because of Joe Burrow, his confidence, charisma in the pocket. I mean, you want that guy. We're trusting Burrow today, right? Mm-hmm. If you're the Bengals.
Yes.
It can't be on the back of Joe Mixon. It can't be on the back of our defense. It has to be Joe Burrow has to go out there and play Mahomes and see what we have.
Mm-hmm.
This is that first real test against the elite quarterback. You've gone through Carr. You've gone through Tannehill. You haven't played an ace. You haven't played a top dog.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the top dogs got knocked out ahead of their time, didn't they?
Still got Mahomes and Stafford, definitely with Brady and Rodgers. But with Burrow, like that's what it's going to take to get through this. And I kind of question the Chiefs' ability to stop Chase at all.
At all. I don't think they have the talent out there in the secondary to stop him. And that's like I said with the Bills thing, you just have to have the confidence to throw it.
Right.
To not get scared because they're playing that little cover 2. They're allowing underneath. They're not trying to let you go over top. We've seen Jamar Chase doesn't really have to beat you over top. He could get you in that gap right before you get to the safety. If he catches that and you're one-on-one, that man runs like Deebo Samuel. He's gone. You're not one-on-one tackling him, not their safeties, not their corners.
Right.
But even then, I mean, I guess to say, though, I'd still have to pick Kansas City by 7.
I picked Kansas City, and I think by a touchdown as well. And I think although it is going to be pretty high scoring, I think that is going to come down to the fact that the Chiefs are able to create something with Mahomes, Williams, McKinnon on the ground that allows them to be more balanced. My other big thing is Tyreek Hill and Kelce combined for less than 100 yards in the most recent matchup against the Bengals. That's not happening again. I don't care.
You're not going to get the same. The Chiefs made a lot of mistakes late in the game the last time they played. Some were just boneheaded plays. Some were kind of because Jamar Chase was just killing them so bad. They felt the need. They had to hold the wide receivers. We've seen it. The pass interferences, the holding, they were getting chopped up. But a team that's been there before and know what it's like to go to the big game, I don't think they're going to make those mistakes twice.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Chiefs in this one, but I think it's a close one. And it's going to reveal the truth about Joe Burrow that he's meant to be here. He is an upper tier quarterback. And honestly, when you compare them side to side, Mahomes is more physically gifted and he's had the better performances thus far. But when we're talking about the cerebral nature of the game, all the stuff that Mahomes is learning, Joe Burrow has been figured out since Ohio State.
That boy, an old ass sophomore, ain't he? 26 years old.
Right? I'm loving it though, because for me, he's so far ahead of the game because of how much he wants it. Right? I heard a quote today because yesterday we reported on Tom Brady's retirement, which turned out to be cap in the rap from Adam Schefter.
Fake. That boy just be lying.
But a lot of great highlights and a lot of great quotes to come out from Brady from his retirement and the celebration of that. And one of those was him saying, if you're ready to play me, you got to be willing to give up part of your life. Yeah. You have to have on the line. Because for him, I'm dedicating my life. I'm missing my kids. I'm missing the big moments so that I can study film on.
What's the movie Heat? Because if you see me coming around the corner, you got a choice to make. You gonna leave your wife, your family, your kids, and he's gonna leave it all behind. That's Tom Brady. You gotta be willing to do it.
Yeah, and he wasn't. I mean, we saw the end of Heat. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Got up at the end. So that's happening to Burrow tonight, I think. I don't think that he's ready to step in there with Mahomes, but I do think Burrow is the future at quarterback in the NFL. And very soon, he will enter the realm of conversation.
I mean, he's the one quarterback that we can say that a team drafted this quarterback, knowing that they wanted him to take over the franchise. And obviously he gets hurt, but he's the only one that had the high hopes and is actually successfully taking over the franchise. Exactly. Don't get it twisted. Lamar Jackson had his franchise on lock, but he wasn't expected to when he got there. They didn't have no faith in him. Patrick Mahomes was on the bench. Yeah, they wanted him, but there was no hype. There was no big thing before he started actually getting it started. Now, Trevor Lawrence is having trouble in his first season. Not really his fault. He plays for the Jags. Nobody wants to play for the Jags. What's that guy's phrase? They're not really athletes.
And they got to deal with Urban Meyer, bro, doing like Lord knows what in South Florida.
So it'll be a good one.
I can't ride with that. For me, I got to say that with Burrow, I mean, we've known that he was going to be elite since that incredible season. Mm-hmm. And he catapulted himself into the draft talk because he wasn't hyped up prior to the LSU incredible season. He wasn't, 3 years in advance, we know this guy's going number one, right? Yep. But he did that, and I think that's off the back of, first of all, he was playing with Chase and Jefferson, so one of the elite of all time. But I think mentally, Burrow is going to prove that he's ahead of Mahomes within the coming seasons, and he has the chance to do that today if he's able to sustain drives and manufacture a running game with the pass.
Yes.
That's what it's going to take.
100%.
So Double Tech fans, let us know what you think about the Bengals versus Chiefs matchup, and if you think that Joe Burrow is going to take his Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl for the first time, says Boomer Esiason, or if it's going to be Mahomes in what, now the fourth year?
Fourth year.
Bro.
What bad, though? You got to give it to him.
Hard to bet against. I mean, he's turned into LeBron a little bit.
You get to this deep in the level, you're not going to pick somebody else. It just is what it is. Unless he's playing the man that they fake said retired. But all right, Double Tech fans.
Later.